Our government this week announced its 10-year master plan for the future of the NHS, which it seems is that local and small is beautiful and that AI and tech can make it all happen. The local and small talks about neighbourhood health centres and even same-day doctor's appointments, all of which may seem familiar to anyone of a certain age. It doesn't seem too long ago to me that you could turn up at the surgery, hang around for half an hour and see your own GP. And if you had anything not too badly wrong, there was a local or a cottage hospital not too far away, which was also where you might go to recuperate if you've been to one of the bigger hospitals. Then, under another master plan, big hospitals, centres of excellence, I think they were called, became the thing, along with health centres in towns rather than doctors' surgeries around the corner, all of which started to disappear along with those cottage hospitals. The one here in Burford is being converted as we speak to a rather strange new house. So, full circle, lessons of history learned or not learned, depending on your view of it all. And I know this is a very simplistic look. There was an awful lot of other complex stuff going on with trusts and private finance initiatives. But what's the connection with what I hope I am qualified to talk about after 14 years or more in this industry? And that's the business of financial advice. Well, we're currently on the track leading away from the small, local, to the big and regional or even national. Many smaller firms of advisors, in many cases those with just one or two advisors offering a very personal, local service, have been bought by much larger consolidators, consolidator being the current buzzword in our business, most of those financed by private equity. And it's not, of course, the smaller firms themselves which these big boys want, but their clients and the money they have invested or under advice, as we call it. Now, this, of course, gives the advisors a sometimes quite lucrative route into retirement, and the argument has always been that clients will have the greater security of being part of a bigger company. There'll be economies of scale and a lot more support and people to look after you. But here's my prediction. This will carry on for a few more years. The big firms will start, they already have started, to swallow one another. The economies of scale will turn out not to be so economical, and they'll end up being as efficient or inefficient and expensive as those giant hospitals we all dread having to hang around in for hours. And a new generation of smaller firms will appear, and we'll all decide that local and small is beautiful after all, and the financial service equivalents of the cottage hospitals and local GPs will revive themselves. Now, our plan is to be ahead of that curve, or at least to stay put, get better, and wait until the rest catch up with us again. Staying put, of course, does not mean standing still, particularly as I'm very firmly one of the ageing generation of advisors who are prime targets to be consolidated. But as many of you will know, I have younger blood or younger advisors in the business now, and more to come perhaps. Like the new NHS, yes, we'll need to make good use of technology to make it all happen, but just as we all want to see an actual doctor, ideally one who knows us from Adam, I do think that many, if not most, would prefer to see an actual advisor who knows them from Adam or Eve. So that's the Philip James Independent Financial Advice 10-year plan, and I commend it to the House.